Yeah, for sure. I would say after 2 years, I did not expect this. Did not expect any of it, actually. Alright everybody, what is up? What is up? As always, thanks for stopping by to another video today. Obviously, we are out on the lovely streets of Philadelphia, as always, on possibly, maybe the nicest day of the year so far. It's actually been a pretty awesome week, or weekend at least, so far. I mean, we're talking low humidity, high 70s, low 80s, no clouds in the sky, just absolutely amazing riding weather. And with that said, obviously, we had to get out on the bike and get for a ride today. I'm excited for this one. I'm headed out pretty far outside of the city. We're gonna run out to the suburbs. We're gonna head out to Lake Nakamixon. It's a place I've been to before. It's a little bit directly north of the city, so we're gonna head out there, hang out there for a minute, ride around, take some pictures. Pretty rural out there, so we'll see what we get into. And so, on our way out there, we're going to talk a little bit about something that I recently just kind of remembered, looking at a little bit of a timeline, a little bit of a calendar, schedule and stuff. It just dawned on me now that I have been doing this whole video content YouTube thing now right about on 2 years. Just came up on 2 years of doing this. Instagram posts, YouTube videos, all that good fun stuff. And looking back in that time frame and like everything that has gone on in the past 2 years, everything that has come out of this whole thing in 2 years is all stuff that I 100% absolutely never expected when I first started this thing. And to be honest, I really didn't even know what to expect. I didn't have any expectations, no clue what I was doing, still no clue what I'm doing. Not sure why anybody tunes into this dumb channel that we got going on here in Philadelphia. This very dumb, basic, simple channel we got going on in Philadelphia where we talk about traveling, Philly, motorcycles, all that stuff. Not sure why anybody tunes in, but hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you guys do. And that's honestly one of the things, like I said, I never expected. Like, just started this randomly out of nowhere, kind of. And I mean, we just recently surpassed 3,000 subscribers. And honestly, thanks to everybody out there that's been tuning in for a while, or if you're newer, whatever the case may be, thank you, much appreciated. No idea why you tune in, but hey, thanks again. Like I said, man, we got just like a basic, simple, one camera channel here. We do some stuff on the bike, off the bike, but very simple compared to what a lot of other people are doing out there. So always appreciate anybody that wants to stop by and engage. And really, before we dive into what this past 2 years has been like, do me a favor, you guys out there. Let me know, drop it down in the comments how long you've been tuning in for. Were you here early? Did you just stop by? Let me know when you started tuning in, or why you even tune in. Like I said, this is such a basic, simple channel. I just hop on here, ride around the city, talk about random stuff with motorcycles. But let me know how long you guys been tuning in for, what made you stop by, or if you remember what video it was that you found me with. I'd be curious to hear that as well, so drop it down in the comments. But yeah, like I said, this has been going on for 2 years now, and pretty consistently trying to get one video out a week every Tuesday is kind of my goal. And I figured since it's kind of like our 2-year little reunion, anniversary, whatever you want to call it, why not hop out on the lovely Kelly Drive where it all started. This is where I filmed my very first ever video, so that's kind of cool. A little nostalgia here. Throw it back to the first video, of course. But yeah, all this stuff that I honestly never, ever even expected when I first started this thing. I know some of you guys know this story, but just to recap for anybody that's new out there, when I first started this thing, it was like leading up into 2020 when COVID was getting started, and I actually got furloughed from my job. So I was off from March of 2020 to September of 2020, and I had kind of already originally had that idea, you know, of getting this started. And then as soon as I got furloughed, I was like, well, I guess we're just gonna dive into this 100%. You know, I got literally nothing else to do. So I started to just kind of teach myself how to edit a little bit, teach myself, you know, the YouTube, the SEO, all that type of stuff. Really doing a lot of stuff on Instagram as well. Make sure you go follow us over there at the Moto Jawn. Also, I'll link it down in the description. But yeah, that's kind of how it got started. I just had all this free time from getting furloughed and just really kind of dove right into this. The camera, the gear, the filming, the equipment, all that stuff. Really was able to fill up a lot of my time during that period of not working. And I think, like most people say, like, it really just started out as like a hobby to kill some time, you know, learn a new skill, learn a new hobby. Like, I'm out there riding the bike anyways, so maybe try to figure some of this stuff out. Did not expect literally anything at all to come from this. Like I said, like, my channel and my approach is just so basic and simple. You know, I'm not expecting anything to come of this. I'm like, I got one camera, I ride around Philly and talk about bikes and go to different events and different stuff like that. Was not expecting anything, but really what I was hoping to get out of all this, and I've said this very early on as well, was really hoping to meet some people around Philly, network with people around Philly, find other like-minded riders, and I didn't really know if that was going to happen or not. And one of the amazing things that's come out of this is that did happen. Like, I never expected to meet so many awesome people out of this whole thing. Whether we ride, you know, they come out to group rides, or I meet up with people one-on-one, different stuff like that. Like, that's what I was hoping for, but I didn't really ever expect it to happen. And it has. And I mean, that's amazing, because when I first started riding, I was just pretty much riding by myself. You know, I'd go out by myself. You might meet some random people out here and there, but the cool thing is I've kind of actually reached a point where I can text or call 7 to 10 people at any point in time and try to get people together for a ride, you know? And that's awesome to go from, you know, not just having anybody to ride with, to being able to hit up some of these people at any point in time. You know, maybe we get together, maybe we don't. Like, you know, people are busy and stuff like that, but to just have that base or that crew of people that you can kind of get a hold of and get together with. And the other cool thing is, like, I mean, they're just cool people too. Like, I know a lot of you tuning in out there, like, we met up before, and I've never had a bad time with anybody that we've ever met up with. So that's awesome. That's really important. That's cool. Cool people, cool bikes. That's what it's all about. And yeah, like I said, so 2 years now, and I also don't even know if I ever even expected to keep this up. I mean, it is a little bit of work, obviously. You got to dedicate some time to get out there to ride, to film, to edit, take pictures, come up with new ideas and stuff. And I wasn't sure if I would ever even keep it up, but I think with how it's gone, like, you know, it's cool. It's a hobby. It's something I like to do. I want to keep doing it, so we're going to try to keep it up for sure. And another thing I would have never expected to come from this is I would have never expected for this thing to start making money. So obviously it's no secret that you can start making money, get monetized on YouTube, hit 1,000 subscribers, watch time, all that stuff. First of all, I didn't even know that that was like a thing when I first started doing this until, you know, you start looking into it and you understand that it's like maybe a possibility, but I didn't even realize that when I first started doing this. And so then when that happened, I'm like, okay, this is like something I never expected, so that's pretty cool. And I'm kind of like, I'm starting to meet people. This thing is like starting to make money. This is kind of like turning into a little bit of something that I didn't anticipate, and that's a huge shout out to all you guys and gals out there. I mean, none of it's possible without you all, so obviously huge thanks to you all. Huge shout out to everybody that tunes in, likes videos, engages, comments, DMs me on Instagram. Love all that stuff, so huge shout out to everybody out there. But like I said, never expected any of that. So now you start to get to where you're kind of like, okay, meeting some people, we're making money, this is like kind of turning into something. Kind of got to take it a little more serious here and kind of keep running with this thing. And like I said, that's something 100% didn't expect, didn't even realize. Like I said, I didn't really know anything about the world of like YouTube and online content and all that stuff at the time. So it's been an interesting 2 years really kind of diving into all that, learning some of the ins and outs of this stuff. And one of the cool things too is, like, in a way of meeting people, you get a lot of people like messaging you, asking you cool questions and stuff. And you know, sometimes people say, hey, I'm thinking about like getting this part or this bike, or what do you think of it, blah blah blah. Like, love entertaining those questions, love engaging with those. If there's anybody I can ever help anything out with, if it's Sportsters, Harleys, that's kind of my wheelhouse obviously, but any question on my take or anything, feel free to drop it in the comments, DM me on Instagram. Always open to that stuff. And two, I get a lot of people say, you know, hey, I'm thinking about like starting filming, starting like a channel or this or that, an Instagram page, like, you got any tips? I would say, you know, just go for it. You know, there's no right or wrong way to do this stuff. Just do whatever feels right. Make sure that you kind of pick some avenues that like fit your bandwidth, you know, you don't want to overextend yourself with some of this stuff. So find a way to do it that doesn't burn you out. Do stuff that you're happy with, that you're happy to create, happy to talk about. Don't let other people dictate what you want to do or how you want to present things. You'll learn along the way, you know? You just got to start somewhere, get out there, start doing it, and you're really going to learn and find your niche along the way. Like I said, my channel's super simple, super basic. Never thought it would turn into anything like this, but hey, here we are. You know, I think for me and myself at least, I've been able to find a pretty good balance of doing this. Like I said, I get about one video out a week, one Instagram post out a week. It's been a pretty good balance for me. You know, you think about all the other stuff like work, family, friends, other responsibilities and stuff. You got to find a balance of like what and how you want to create and how it's going to fit in to make sure that you're doing it effectively and efficiently with all this other stuff you got going on. So my goal is always to kind of have a topic I want to talk about, something I'm happy about talking about, something other people might want to engage with, get it out there, create the video, keep it simple, like I said, because I don't have all this time to be doing editing for hours and hours and hours and stuff. So that's what I do, you know, just like I said, a dumb, simple, stupid channel. I just got one camera, one shot. We ride around Philly, talk about bikes, and that's kind of like how I like to operate it. It fits in well to my other life, work, and friends and family and responsibilities, and it hasn't gotten too overwhelming to this point yet. And I think the return that I've gotten so far has kind of been pretty good from an opportunity cost perspective, because like I said, I was really just trying to meet some people. It ended up getting monetized, which is cool, and I think I've found a pretty good balance of what's going into it and what's coming out of it is kind of right where I want to be. So that is where we are here in Philadelphia after 2 years of running this thing, riding around Philly on the Harley Sportster, talking bikes, expanding into different makes, models, brands, all that fun stuff. So that's kind of where we are, how we started, how we got here, a 2-year recap of what's been going on. A lot of stuff that I honestly never expected, but a lot of stuff that I'm pretty happy with at this point in time. And again, that's a huge shout out to everybody out there, because without everybody out there tuning in, commenting, liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff, none of it would be possible. So thanks to everybody out there. Always appreciate you tuning in. So the last thing that I will leave you here with on this 2-year little recap is, if there is anything you want to see around Philadelphia, like I always say, we're always riding around Philly, we get out a little further sometimes, but if there's anything you want to know about Philly, anything you want to see in Philly, anything you want me to get to in Philly and make videos about, go ahead and let me know down in the comments, because we can make that happen for sure. If it's a certain section of town, if it's a restaurant you've heard of, whatever it is, if it's a landmark or sightseeing or whatever it is, if it's something you want to know about Philly, something you want to see about Philly, drop it in the comments. We'll see if we can make it happen. So there you have it. That's going to wrap this one up for now. Our 2-year anniversary of the Moto Jawn, 2-year recap of everything we got going on. Like I said, all of it thanks to everybody out there tuning in, engaging. Love it, always appreciate it. Y'all are the best out there. So of course, that's going to wrap up this one for now. We're going to finish up this ride outside the city, loop it back into the city. But as always, thanks for tuning in. Make it a good one. Ride safe out there. It's the Moto Jawn. We'll see y'all on down the road. Peace.